we're officially on that record. We're not officially on this record, but that's okay. We're gonna get another special record. So last week, first of all, good evening, everybody, and thank you for coming. And our special guest, if you haven't figured it out by now, is Yosh Markel. And last week we talked about him at the first week. And I have to say, last week Yosh came over to me, if I'm allowed to say this, and he said he was planning to come last week to the class. And I said, it's your first night. You're going to come to this year, and you're going to prioritize Torah for the first night. It was inspiring. And then your son's hockey game, right? And I told Yosh, I said, go to your son. Go to your son.
You did.
Because that is...
I did skip his hockey game tonight.
Wow.
On practice.
To come here.
Yeah, to come here.
Unbelievable.
There's only so much hockey that can replace Torah.
Okay, unbelievable. So with that, we figured give us a little chizuk first. 5-10 minutes. We talk about the Chabura voices, but today we're going to turn over to the Chabura voices of you. So we invite you to share with us a couple of words.
Just know I didn't prepare my speech. It's all coming straight from the heart. This is my first speech, hopefully full of many that will give you all some strength and many other people. Now I know that my goal from Hashem with this journey that I went on was to strengthen people who are going through difficult times, which is something that all of us could do. If you have an experience and it gives you strength, make sure you share with as many people as you can. Mine's going to be a little R-rated, so kids, just let you know. So, I don't know how many people know my story, but for about 2.5 years, I was on house arrest. Before that, I was incarcerated for 12 days. And what I want to speak about now is a kiss from Hashem. We all know what a kiss from Hashem is, right? We all heard of a kiss from Hashem. What's a kiss from Hashem?
Hashem shows you something.
And what do you do with it? What do you do with a kiss from Hashem? You say thank you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, when I first had to enter the jail system, I was obviously very, very nervous. I'm like, Hashem, please just don't make this so bad. It's scary. We all deal with scary situations. Already, kiss from Hashem. I walk in with my big mattress that is very uncomfortable, and I see this room that I'm supposed to enter with, but it's not the fanciest. It's not someone who really, is very big about cleaning up after themselves. Within seconds, somebody comes up to me. I don't know anyone in there. They come up to me and say, you know what? That room's kind of a mess. Why don't you come into my friend's room? His room is spotless. I mean, look, he could have told me to go in there because he wants to, murder me or something, God forbid. But I went in there. I'm like, wow, Hashem, so far, this is not so bad, Hashem, thank you. My next thought is, wait a second, when am I going to be able to put on tefillin? I've put on tefillin my whole life, every day. And I know I shouldn't worry about this, because I'm sure there are rabbis that will say, Yosh, you're exempt. You're exempt from putting on tefillin, or you're in a tough situation. The next day, Olive Institute, who, if anyone is going through, or knows anyone going through a very tough situation, I recommend calling Olive Institute. They were so helpful. The next day, not a pair of tefillin, but my pair of tefillin, sorry, it's emotional now talking about it, was brought to me that next day. I didn't miss a day of tefillin. Kiss from Hashem. And not only was it my tefillin, I had a note that my daughter had in there that made it even more of a special, probably the strongest prayer I've ever had with my tefillin. Because when you don't know when you're going to get something that's so important to you and all of a sudden it shows up, that's a kiss from Hashem. Next story. There's many stories. I'm going to share a few because I don't want to take over the night. I actually had a court date, and there's this big white guy, bald, looks like he could probably take down all of us, in one punch. And I don't know this guy, and it's like, he called me Josh. So Yosh wasn't the name that really stuck out there. And he came up to me and said, I know you're going to court. It's very, very cold. Could you start in the basement? Here's my shirt. He gave me his shirt off his back. He said, here, I don't want you to be cold. And then when I got back, he said, I want to show you something. I said, what is it? He said, I want to let you know that I had a tattoo of a Nazi symbol, but I had it removed. Of all the people Kissim Hashem that wanted to protect me. He said, I got your back no matter what. Like Hashem, like, is this supposed to be like this like a field trip? Like this is going great. And every time at the beginning I was very nervous about wearing my kippah because all I provided was a kippah. And nobody gave me a hard time. They actually would go up to me and say, "Are you Jewish?" I'm like, "Yeah," a little nervous, answering. They're like, "That's cool. That's good for you. Amazing." Next story. I ended up moving to a cell where I was by myself, and you're not supposed to bring your tefillin in the cell because God forbid you might do something with the tefillin. It might hurt yourself. This other cellmate who walked around. I guess he's been there for a while, so he helps out. He helps everyone out. He went to the guard and said, "By the way, the Jewish boy needs his strings. You might want." So they gave it to me. I was able to daven as long as I needed. I had all the time I needed to daven, which is such a kiss of Hashem. That's a blessing. Before it was like 5 minutes. Okay, your time's up. Time's up. This guy just out of nowhere, he's like, "Guard, give me his strings. Give the Jewish kid his strings." So where am I going with this besides the kiss of Hashem? So today, whenever I talk about my kids, that's when the emotions come in. I went to my 6-year-old school, and I went in his class, and he was shocked because I have not been able to go wherever I want for these last 2.5 years. I've been stuck. And he grabbed me, he looked at me like, "Don't let me go, Dad, don't let me go, please." And it was like the happiest moment he's had in about 2 years. And I think sometimes we forget that that's all Hashem wants. Hashem wants us to never let go. To always be like, "Dad, I want you to be here with me always. I know you're here no matter what the situation is." I went through some very difficult situations, but I always said, "Hashem, I know you're here." I never got mad at Hashem. I never said, "Hashem, this is your fault." I always thanked Hashem for every opportunity he gave me. And I saw in my son's eyes that in his eyes, I'm Hashem, and he's so happy I'm here, no matter what the situation is. So with that note, I don't want to take over the night, but I give all you the blessing to never forget that we're all here for each other, look at your kisses from Hashem and remember that it really is a special moment because we don't always have those moments. We don't always get a kiss from Hashem, but we do. I want you just to keep it in your hands and remember it forever. Share it with people. And just know that we're so lucky to have each other because I wouldn't have survived without the help of Hashem and all the support. And I just hope that we all just find our connection to Hashem without going through struggles. Don't wait. Start your resume now. Start this second. And say, "Hashem, I'm going to be there one day, and you're going to be so proud of me." And I want to thank all of you for being here. That's my first speech, so I tried my best. But thank you, and you should all be blessed with all these good situations. Thank you.